Hello everybody, this is Loki and welcome back to Wright. So we're gonna continue with the trail. How long this one is. Yeah, not too long. Kurt, now we convene. I presume both sides are ready? Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. I can understand the defense is acting like this. However, why do you also seem distraught, Mr. Edward? That is, nothing, Your Honor. What's wrong with Edward? It looks like something unexpected just happened to him. Now then, Mr. Edward, if you could please tell the court the result of the handwriting analysis on Mr. Impact's suicide note. Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we have discovered that the suicide note is a forgery. What? What do you mean, Mr. Edward? This note was not written by Miss Pat herself. It was a fake. That's why he's so shocked. Order, Mr. Edward. Would you care to explain what's going on? If this is not written by Miss Impact, then who wrote it? We would need more time to do a more detailed analysis. However, it appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Carita. Mr. Carita? Well. It looks like Miss Impact never left. After all, she never wrote anything about Injard. What if he actually did that to frame him? However, Your Honor, even though the suicide note is indeed a fake, Mr. Injard cannot have known that, and so that fact remains unchanged. Acting on the assumption that was real, he had plotted to possess it. It does sound very plausible. Injard had no idea about the fake suicide note. Something seemed a little wrong with it. The defense believes that the theory of the prosecution has stated testimony. If everything that the prosecution had proven up to this point is true, then it's impossible for Mr. Injard to not have known it was a fake. What's this little item called again? It's a video camera, Your Honor. Well, a very small one, but... Oh, that's right. A camera. You kids and your fancy toys nowadays. It's like I'm too old to understand your fancy toys and gadgets. Mr. Edward, earlier you claimed that Mr. Injard knew of the note because he was spying on the victim. Isn't that right? If that were true, then this means Mr. Injard would have known that the victim had forged the note. It's like, egad, it's true. So the defendant knew the suicide note was a fake. And if that's true, then the situation suddenly changed in a very dramatic way. Exactly, Your Honor. Execution theory as to what Mr. Injard's motive for murder was. It was suddenly disappeared in a thin air. But, Your Honor, it's not as if Mr. Injard monitored Mr. Carita 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim wrote the note in a place that Mr. Injard didn't know of. Well, right back at you, Mr. Edward. Why don't you show us some proof that the victim made the forgery in an unknown place? Yeah, he has no proof. Order! Mr. Edward. It looks like this time it is you who had dug his own grave. As if I figured. Huh? You figured? As if I figured it came down to this after all. Mr. Edward, you're not making any sense. When I heard the result of the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what next? What next? If the prosecution can't prove the Injard's motive through the evidence, then we must prove it from another angle. Well, I agree with you there. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time. Oh, well, that's fine. However, this witness is a little unusual. Edward stuttering? It's not like him at all. Unusual? That's... Well, Witness is that person, Miss Edward. Witness is the one who is perfectly fit to answer once and for all the question of who was it that hired Shelley the killer to commit the murder. That's impossible. Whom the? No such person exists who can answer that question with such certainty. Yes, Mr. Edward. Who is this witness? It's yes, go on, who is it? The man himself. Shelley the killer. Oh, the killer. What? Wait, Shelley the killer? You mean the killer? Or, I mean the assassin? Yes, Your Honor. He's coming here to witness that? Well, yes, in a matter of speaking. I recognize this is a very unusual sentiment, so I ask for your permission. Well, Mr. Wright? Yes? Is it so right with you? Do I have a choice here? I can't really do much else to drag the chow out. The defense had no objections, Your Honor? I wonder if it really is our right to do this. Poor guy, so confused. Very well then. The prosecution calls this witness to the stand. Edgeworth, is there no other way to left to us? Now then, witness. Your name and your occupation, please. Very good, sir. My name is Shelley the Killer, and I'm a professional assassin. I say, what is going on here, Your Honor? How can you remain so calm? And what's the meaning of the two-way radio? Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now. It came with the condition. As long as we do not trace its source, Mr. the Killer will testify to this court. So this must be what urgent call he got earlier was about. Oh no, this will not do. I cannot allow this in my court. First of all, we can't even be sure this is really Mr. Killer himself. Witness, please present some proof that you are, in fact, Shelley the Killer. I understand. Please wait a second. So, Andre. Maya! A voice! Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this? Defense had no objection to the person. We're satisfied that this man is indeed Shelley the Killer. It looks like we had run it into yet another unexpected turn of events. Yeah, it's very unexpected, that's for sure. Well, it doesn't seem like we have too many choices under these circumstances, so... Now then, witness. There's one thing I would like to confirm before we speak of anything else. And what would that be? At the request of the client, you killed Mr. Juan Crida. Is that correct? It is as you say. I didn't kill Mr. Crida. Now that we have answered that, let's move on to the name of your client. Very well. This is all just a bad dream. Yes, that's it. A bad dream. Shelley the Killer. What is he gonna say? There is something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between the client and myself. And that is the reason why I'm here today on this witness stand. It is my wish that you grasp that concept before I give the name of my client. Mr. the Killer seemed to be a very clever man. I almost say he seemed to be mocking us. Well, he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor. Mr. the Killer is only stating the truth. He is no hypocrite. He has always stood by this one belief. You mean about this trust between his client and himself thing? Seems like to be a level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend. Well, Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine the witness? Yes, Your Honor. There's no way to know what's coming next, so stay cool and let the minutes. Yeah, we have to be careful with this. And don't panic or freak out. Let's see, I have to do the second statement and then third second statement. Trust between you and your client. I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. If too many people knew my face, it would be quite troublesome. That's why you're testifying in this manner? This is the first time one of my clients has ever been accused of murder. I must preserve the killer name so my clients can trust me. So, couldn't someone stab you in the back and breach your trust? It had never happened before, but if ever did. Yes. That person won't be in my client for very long. They would be certainly... That's enough. Please, no more. Very well. It was only hypothetical. Anyway. It seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I think that this would be very bad for them. It doesn't matter to me. This client has already broken the rules and acted outside of their prescribed role. The role? The person tried to implicate in another crime in order to save themselves. And this is a trespass that cannot be forgiven. Who gave you the right to be so high and mighty? To the gentleman who spoke just now? Excuse me, but would you care to die? Oh, no, I didn't say anything. The judge had better watch himself. Yeah, he better watch what he says, because something could bound to happen to him. The trust between you and your client. Provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about my identity. These are the roles and duties of an assassin, and the client are carried out. I'm sorry, but I was wondering about something you just said. You said that your client had already broken the rules. A person who framed another is the worst kind of human. And is that why you feel you can betray the person? I have no trust relation with a client who can't understand their assigned role. Just by luck. An assassin with a conscience, who would have figured? Now then, everyone, do you think you could understand my logic? This case should keep getting better and better, oh boy! If you can't, then I'm afraid we can't proceed. Everyone understands your point, I think. Really. In that case, I believe I'm prepared to disclose the information you seek. You have made it crystal clear that you value trust over all else. I believe we're ready. Excellent. It's a little strange. I mean, you're about to tell something. Let's see. I'll have to, like, skip all this. Oh, here we go. What is it? Now I can't bring myself to ask the client's name. If you can't ask it with the right, then I will. Witness? What is the name of your client who requested the murder of Juan Frida? The person's name is Adrian Andrews. Witness? That's not what you told me was earlier. Pray tell, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I should think I know my own client is Adrian Andrews. You can't be on the phone earlier. What's going on here? My guess is that the killer just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back. Stabbed Edgeworth in the back? I'm sure in order to get an audience with this court. But that the killer told him a different name. With that Matt and Jared, perhaps. I knew it. This is outrageous. I was deceived. The witness is telling a very serious lie. But you were the one who summoned this witness. You, Shelly the killer? My testimony is the truth. And the defendant at the moment is Matt and Jared. Am I correct? All I wish is to help procure his acquittal. Wow. All of a sudden, it feels like we actually win this. Yeah. The prosecution has failed to provide a moment that has instead provided a suicide note, which is forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there is a possibility the defendant knew it was a fake. But most definitely of all, we have heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. But that the killer client who requested the murder was not the defendant at all. No. With all this evidence, it is obvious to me that Mr. Matt and Jared is innocent. It seemed to cause you all a bit of confusion. Please continue your discussion and tell me when you have reached a verdict. Bailiff, please bring Adrian Andrews in immediately. What now? With the way this is going, Ignard will be found innocent, and this may be our last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but Edgeworth is right. The killer is lying. And Ignard, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself out of a window? Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant? Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Surely the killer is certainly lying on their oath. Not true. It wasn't me. Listen, everyone. Please, that testimony just now was all one big lie. I believe her. The suicide note may have been a fake, but that man, Matt, he's the reason she died. And Juan's death, it was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted role. That testimony just now, you have to believe me. It was a horrible, horrible lie. I believe her. But Mr. the Killer himself has testified. He has named you as his client. No, that's not true. And there's quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife, the button, Donnie and the Nickel Samurai caught them. But that you even have a motive. We know that Miss Impact was a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her, and you wanted the revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say you have plenty of reason to want them both gone. No. Mr. Wright. You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story, who the real killer is. Tell them. Please, help me. Aww. I gotta help her. Yes, I know the truth. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? I believe we've reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions. I have to decide. Do I take the guilty verdict and save Maya? Or do I throw this chance away and wait for Genshi's new evidence? What am I supposed to do? Phoenix? I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept the not guilty. You are a lawyer. I know. But Matt Injard is a killer, a murderer. I can't let him get away from this. I can't let someone else take the fall. If Miss Andrews be convicted, then I'm now better than Injard. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact. That is because of Edgeworth that I now know the real truth. He couldn't got Injard convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust? I never thought about it until now. I trust him? Yes, you do. Yeah, I'd rather not put a person who's innocent in jail. Mr. Wright, your opinion, please. The defense would trust that we allowed to be further question Mr. the Killer. Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright? Right? But the witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done. I'm not done yet to see through witnesses' lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor. There's still more evidence to look at. And I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur. If you have to do it, just hold out long enough. Very well. Trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please re-establish connection with Mr. the Killer. Right away, Your Honor. Has a verdict been reached? Before that, we would like to talk to you more. About? All you need from me was the name of my client. What else did you need me for? Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is, how things are usually done. What is he talking about? Usually done. But what shall we have him testify about now? Mr. the Killer, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail. You legal people and your procedures. Isn't it any wonder no one liked to go to court? As I've already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client, however. One thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it from another for the crime, while pretending to be the person who discovered the body that entered the scene. Adrian Andrews already knew from the beginning that Juan Corrida was dead. But even more appalling is that the creation and planning of the knife and the button. The act is what I was referring to when I said the client had broken the rules. This is most unexpected turn of events for the 5th time now? However, this time, everything has finally been revealed. Just a second, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? We still have cross-examination to do, but you don't need a question testimony like this. Do you, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, the defense will question the witness, as if I have a choice here. Yeah, I have no choice. Huh? Why? What this witness has said is nothing but factual to the defense's case. If you scrutinize the testimony, then I'll suppose the lies in the also beneficial testimony, I suppose. I don't understand what's going on anymore. Poor guy. That makes 2 of us. I second that. Three, 4. I have to recount it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Okay, let's see. I have to present the wine glass here.
Objection!
Thank you so much for taking the time to test of my Mr. the Killer. What is the meaning of that attitude? When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Corrida had been murdered. But how do you know that? From this wine glass, Your Honor. That glass. Mr. the Killer supposed the client through that Mr. Corrida had only fainted. Which is why this last tomato juice was poured out for the victim. But isn't that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan? That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they would never left their fingerprints behind. I see your point, but Edgeworth, what's your opinion? Strangely enough, I had the same thought just now. Witness, how do you explain the strange phenomenon? Isn't it a waste of time to ask such minor detail? It's not very important point anyway, correct? I'm afraid you're mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is their client, as you claim, then your client should have no knowledge of Mr. Kurita's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all. That's true. How strange. Yes? Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise their objection in this third situation? Phoenix? If the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real danger, or in trouble. Yeah, I know. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence. Sorry. Well, that was an awfully weak objection for the two of you. Anyway, I'm positive the third contradiction in that testimony. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken. Very well. Right now, I have to buy us more time. While we wait for the item the killer left behind to get here, I just know that the very outcome of the trial lies with those items. I'm able to save? Not yet. Yeah, I'm able to save. Okay, let's see. Put it up here for now. I think I'm gonna do like one more before I call it here. The request came to me, about a bit ago. Or a week ago. It was a request for my services at the night of the award ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I checked my memory and I believe I made no mistakes. So you physically met your client, huh? That is correct. Meeting one client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Doing the third one. So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right? Of course I did. What was that? Was that a brief pause? Witness, I would like for you to give us a few more details. I always meet my clients on matter of principle. I have never taken a request by phone or email or mail. Then why is that? It's because I value the trust between client and myself above all else. And the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking at them in the eye. Well, Mr. Wright, was that testimony just now of any importance? Why he meets his clients isn't important and wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my question. What do you mean by that? My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person? I have already told you, Mr. Wright, I did. It was only through talking to him. It's not him! That's how you know that he never met Adrian Andrews. That's when I thought I can't trust that person as a client. That's true, what they say talking face to face. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? If I heard what I think I heard just now, then I think I've got him. Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now was of utmost importance. Huh? Really? If that's the case, witness, please include the statement just now in your testimony. Caught him. Caught him in a lie. I would like to go over this one more time with you. You met Adrian Andrews at the bar and took a request at that time? Yes, that is correct. And that's when you thought he was trustworthy? How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct. I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tale. What? Shielded the killer? You have never met the real Adrian Andrews. Why would you say that? Because you made one very big slip-up. About her. So what is the issue? What did you just say just now? About her? If you had never ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you that she is a woman. There we go. We caught him in the lie. Order. Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this? This witness testified to the following: that he always meets face to face with his clients when taking their request. But he has never met Adrian Andrews in person. Yes, Your Honor, that is exactly the point. That means Mr. the killer's client would have not been Adrian Andrews. Yeah, got him, Mr. Edgeworth. I understand your logic in this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake? I believe it had to do with her name, Your Honor. Her name? Yes, Adrian Andrews is without a doubt a very anonymous name. Yes, I see. Unluckily for Mr. the Killer, the entire time he was on the stand, no one had stated Adrian Andrews' gender. And so he simply picked the wrong gender to go with. What? What is going on? Yeah, he picked the wrong gender. Shelley the Killer. This demands an explanation. I think somehow I must have mixed up the client with another. So does it mean you remember something different now? Yes, of course. Please, if you allow me to testify once more. I know you're just gonna spit out more lies. Alright, I think I'll just go ahead and call it here for now. If you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to hit that like button below. And subscribe for more videos to come. See you guys later. Bye, guys.